bothering. But what can you say? I saw in Israel, they say they are kicking out all the black people from Israel and everybody should go back to their country. And it sounded like, okay, there's negative side of it and there's positive side of it. So the negative side is like, why will a country like Israel, an advanced country that talks about humanitarian and all that kind of stuff, do such a thing? On the other side is also like, when will African leaders wake up one day and understand that the whole world don't give a damn about any African anywhere? So we should build Africa by ourselves and then make sure that we could build it to compete with other so-called advanced countries. Because in this world today, information is available to all of us, which makes things more easier to duplicate what you see. You know what I mean? So if you go to New York and come to Tokyo and go to Berlin, go to all these so-called advanced cities, they look alike. You know why? Yeah, a doctor in Israel and a doctor in America and a doctor in Tokyo and a doctor in Europe, wherever, all these so-called advanced cities, they look alike. So in this case, why can't we Africans also find a way to duplicate the system that has been implemented in the so-called advanced countries so that our children or our great-grandchildren or our siblings don't have to, force themselves trying to live in somebody's land where they even say, hey, get out of here, and you still have to be begging to live there. Isn't it a disgrace to the African leaders? Why don't they have some pride? What is the pride? Where is that pride of a leader where he says, hey, I'm going to make sure my people don't have to go to struggle anywhere? What is that pride? Do Africans don't have pride or what? Why do we have to be beggars all the time? Or why do we have to complain all the time? What is it that is stopping us from coming together to make sure that we build Africa? Because we know damn well for 500 years, if the Europeans, which is our teachers, couldn't help us to do it, then you should know they won't help you to do it. I mean, this is a simple common sense, If 500 years and the whole Africa is behind. And now when you look at Asia, countries like Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, all these Asian countries, even Vietnam, today they are far better than any country in Africa. So the question is, why? What are we doing? I mean, I mean, every time you look online, the only thing you can see is that blacks are complaining about something. Yes, complaining about, yes, they are treating us bad, complaining about they have done this to us, complaining about, complain. But the question is, what is the gut? Where is that manly gut? The guts where a human being wakes up and say, hey, I'm fed up with this bullshit. Let's do something about it. Where is that? How come we don't have it? I mean, what's wrong with we blacks? Something is not right. It makes no sense. We are not acting like men anymore. We act like some, bitches who complains about everything. And wherever we go, we know them well we are not accepted. We know very well. I mean, we can see from their faces. We can see from their acting. We can see from everything they do. They do everything they can to suppress us, to make sure that we are the bottom of the pyramid. And for some reason, we are comfortable with the bottom of the pyramid for some goddamn reason. Because if in 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, if you are the same with Korea, and today Korea has, it's like, hey, I don't know how long it's going to take any African country. I don't know how long it's going to take any African country to be able to chase Korea anymore. So when you think about it, what happened within this from 50s to 80s? What happened that has left Africa, the whole continent? So another question is, if Europe, which is so-called our teacher, our so-called colonial masters, for 50, all this, I say 50, for all these hundreds of years, if they couldn't Africa to become advanced, then what are you expecting from them anymore? Okay, let's put that aside. Now the vacuum is there. And who else is occupying the vacuum? Chinese. God damn it. From Europe to China? Come on, man, think about it. Now you leave the vacuum for Chinese to take over. So you ask yourself, what are we expecting? Are we going forward or going backward or don't care about our future, it makes sense to agree upon that we don't care about our future. Because if anybody does ever care, then by now, in this modern day, African leaders would have sat on one table and discussed a plan, a strategy of what uniting the whole Africa and making sure that we can build Africa together. Because with the population in Africa, and we keep saying we don't have money, it makes no sense. The population and the resources and the what do you call it, the weather, everything favors us except our mind. Our goddamn mind is the problem that we have. What is it with us? Are we refusing to think? Are we refusing to duplicate? What is it that, I mean, something is not right. It's not making sense any damn way you think about it. Because, I mean, look at a country like Nigeria, for example. Look at the population, look at the land size, look at the resources. And Nigeria cannot compete with, what do you call it, with Korea. Then, I mean, what is wrong with Africa, man? And the best thing you see African men, strong, able-bodied men doing is complaining. Yes, we complain about every goddamn thing on this planet and do nothing. Yes, we do nothing. And then we say, hey, we don't have enough money. That's a lie. Even only the black Americans in America, their economy is sufficient to keep changing every country in Africa one by one until the whole continent is changed. Okay, let's put that aside. Let's go back to the mainland. Africa itself, the population over there, if everybody have a love for Africa and everybody is willing to do something to make Africa better, with all of us outside Africa coming together and saying, yes, this is time for us to put a stop to the slavery mentality, the slavery infection, and then start to build Africa. Look, it won't take 10 years for Africa to start competing with the world. Why? Because look at the resources. I mean, look at a country like Japan, for example. What do they depend on? Resources, right? Where did they get them from? Majority of them coming from Africa. Majority, almost 70% of the resources the Japanese are using to make this country a great country, as they call it, is coming from Africa. And you can see right in front of you in their faces that they are trying to kick you out. Yeah, they're trying to fucking kick you out. And you go to Israel, they are trying to kick you out. Go to Europe, they are trying to kick you out. Come to America, oh god damn it, they're trying to say get back to where you came from, jungle man. And then we don't have any place to go. No, okay, we don't have any place, and we are not willing to do nothing about it. And we, from 500 years ago, they keep saying go back. They keep saying the same thing today. So when will African leaders come together and say, hey, it's time to build Africa? This is the time. Let's put all the French, English, all the bullshit, and then talk about our color because we belong to each other. Let's do something. Then nobody is doing nothing about it. And the best leaders we have are betrayers, people who don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. The accounts are full up. They have golf courses in England and France and all those Switzerland, and their bank account is hidden somewhere in Switzerland. They wouldn't even have access to it until the day they die. And they don't give a fuck too. And then when they go, they steal all the African money, go to hide it all over Europe. They come back home and say, let's go for a loan. And we have to accept that. So guys, when you think about all this and you understand that we blacks are nothing but cowards, it makes sense. We are cowards because only cowards die many times before they are dead. You understand? The brave man fights and gets what he's looking for in this world. Yeah, that's what the brave man does. Dying in the middle of the way, but he got to get what he's looking for. But what about you? Yeah, our brothers and sisters, we blacks upon this earth. Look at us. Every corner on the planet. When you see a black man, any corner on the planet, you see poverty close to him. Why? Yeah, because he's coward. He's not fighting for them. If nobody is willing to die to leave something for the next generation, that's the problem with the black man. The black man is not willing to die and leave something for the next generation. And we keep complaining that we have been enslaved. Yes, you have been enslaved. Why not? The first question that comes to my mind is how many ships did ever come to Africa in the beginning? And how come slavery was successful? How come few ships from alien country comes to Africa and be able to take thousands of people and send them? Except that you corroborated, except that we sold our own selves to them. Else it doesn't even make sense. So the point now is, let's put all the ancient times and all the bullshit aside and ask ourselves, in this modern day, this is 2020, how come the African leaders are not sitting on the table and discussing a strategy, even if it's going to take 10, 20 years? How come there is nothing goes wrong? Is it that we cannot communicate? Is it that we don't know that we are all blacks? Is it that we don't know that we are all Africans? I mean, what the hell is going on? How come if Israel says, hey, all Africans, how come the African cannot have pride? Leaders cannot come together and say, yes, hey, come back home. This is a place for you. Come back home. We prepare a place for you and let's build African together. How come no leader can say that? Where's the pride? Where is the pride? We call ourselves we are strong. We aren't strong. How come a strong man become a slave? Does that make sense to you? If you are strong, how do you become a slave? A slave man calling himself strong. Does that make sense? Then what happens to the master? Does the master call himself weak for enslaving you for thousands of years? And right now, if Africans are not lucky, robots are going to take over the work and we will become the useless class upon the planet. And it's coming so close. It's very hard to understand. And nobody's doing nothing about it. That's the saddest part. Normally, you will see something going on. You know what I mean? Some leaders will sit down and say, yes, enough is enough. African leaders, let's sit down together. And every time they sit down together, you see them, the enemy sitting beside them. And you ask yourself, how do you discuss a strategy when your enemy is there? Does that even make sense? I mean, everything sounds retarded. Every goddamn thing sounds retarded. So you kind of wonder what happened to us. I mean, how can a race on this planet become so weak to the extent that anybody can do anything to you and walk away free, and even come to your own land and do it to you there and walk away free? What is it? What is stopping us? I can't understand it. I wish I had some opportunity to meet some great leader, a black man, who could explain our situation to me. I can't. It's very hard to understand. How come? How could we accept ourselves to be slaves for all these years and no action, no progress, no nothing? Just there, just existing. What is it? Hmm? Yes, if Israel wake up today and it says, yes, Africans go back, why can't African leaders say, yes, hey, the doors are open, come back, come home, let's build Africa? Why can't any leader say that? What is it? Hmm? Why do we have to be beggars all our whole life? Are we born slaves? And then they come and say, yeah, in the ancient time we used to be powerful. You used to be powerful. How can a powerful man become a slave and accept the slavery for thousands of years, no action? I don't understand that part. Somebody needs to explain things to me. Yes, you contribute. What I can contribute is, hey, brothers, I've seen one thing that is common among anywhere you go. I've been traveling from 17 years until now. I've been able to travel around the world. And one thing I see consistent everywhere I go is that the only strength of a black man on this planet is money. If you don't have money, you are nothing but a slave again. So what we have come up together is that we find a ways that anybody from any place at any point in time can start a business on its own through online. How? Just a tiny sum of money can start changing your life, because the protection that you have is not your embassy, it's not your leaders, it's nobody, it's your money in your pocket. That's your protection. So in this case, we have to find a way to unite without thinking of anything else but to protect ourselves with money. And so to start, you need to just look for only 10, 20, 50, or $100 maximum. And then you can start a new life. And you can, teach your brothers and sisters, and things will change from there. So guys, I mean, this is what I found out this morning, and I had to talk about it. So I just want everybody to know that, hey, until we wake up and remember that you cannot get freedom freely, you need to fight and die for it. That's the only way you get it. Until we see that, life will continuously be the same. We will always be at the bottom of the pyramid. And it is sad that none of our leaders is doing nothing about it. None of our leaders is ready to do nothing about it. They are comfortable because they think about them and their family. That's all they think about. We don't have any leader who thinks about Africa. Have you, tell me one leader right now in Africa who is thinking that, hey, the whole Africa should find a way to unite? Tell me, you can't point one. Yes. So cowards die many times before their death, and the evil that men do lives after them. So to me, if it is all this stupid story that they have been told, has been told, telling us from childhood until now, if all is true, then how come? Yeah, it's a question mark, a big question mark. And anybody who feels like he has power to explain to me should come around and let's talk, discuss about it anytime. Yeah, 24 hours 7. I need something to understand because a lot of things don't make sense to me. Okay, guys, man, I just had a chance this morning and said, let me just, you know what I mean, voice out a little thing, something that is bothering me until now, so that at least I can know that I've, voice out a little bit. And I think if all Africans around the world, especially the diaspora and all other places, start talking about it, that maybe the leaders will wake up from their sleep and start doing something about it, because hey, nobody's coming to do nothing for you. You have to do it yourself. A word to a wise is enough. So thank you, man. Let's continue discussing about this kind of issues. Also find a way to help each other make money so that we can get out from this slavery, because the leaders don't look like they have anything to do about it. We have to find a way to do it by ourselves. Okay, thank you, man. Guys, catch you. It's very cold out here. It's Tokyo. Tokyo is winter time now. That's why you see me in all this jacket and stuff. So bye for now. Let's continue this every week so that we can find a solution to the big problem. We don't have to continue being slavery. Being born poor is not a sin, but continuous living in poverty is where the sin comes from.